Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mania 4Key 2016 World Cup. My name is Z-Trat and we are joined with Juan Crystal and Slane today. We will be going over our final match for the semifinals this week in just a little bit. But before we do that, we're going to have a map pool showcase for you all. And we're going to be getting that in just a little bit. Before we do that, we can go ahead and talk about the matches we've seen so far today. Who would like to start that off for us?
I'm fine with starting. I think we should talk a bit about the maps of yesterday because today we only had one match.
Very much so. Yeah, we can go ahead and touch base on what we saw yesterday. And for those that might have missed the match earlier this morning, we could talk about that as well. Although there won't be too much to talk about as it was a very clean sweep.
Yep, and as you could imagine, Japan was the team winning for the match of today that we had some hours ago. Someone was expecting them to win, that was myself. But, we cannot say that Chile is a bad team at all. Like, they managed to get to this far in a really good way, even though they had their issues so far. They almost got knocked out on group stages, but still managing to make it this far. It's always good to point out that kind of stuff. This whole weekend though, we had already 5 teams eliminated of the tournament and only one more is remaining, and that will be between the next match that we will have, which is Brazil and Canada. The loser of that match will be knocked out of the tournament. So now that we have around 10 minutes before we start with the map pool showcase, we can use those 10 minutes to talk about a bit the matches for yesterday. As C-Trot mentioned it, would you mind starting with the winners bracket encounters?
I would, and then all of a sudden, I can't get into the...
Alright.
Oh, what? Okay.
I can't get into the document.
Oh,
Wrecked.
That's unfortunate.
That is
don't
wrecked.
Don't worry. I have a little bit of a memory of those matches. Those were South Korean friends and UK
Straight
against
goldfish.
US, right?
Yes.
And
So,
France,
go for it,
unfortunately. France, unfortunately, and I'm very saddened to be forced to say that to you, but lost against South Korea by a clean sweep 6-0. It was it's like you have a match against South Korea. It's bad.
yeah, fighting one of the strongest, if not the strongest tournament. Oh, I got that thing all the time. The strongest team in the tournament, which is South Korea.
Yes.
France couldn't keep up at this level of difficulty against them. Maybe a little bit earlier with their accuracy, they might have pulled out a stronger fight, maybe taking a bit of points on that matchup. But
At
this
one of
case,
the tournaments, they were just simply too strong.
yeah, South Korea is just too strong. But in the other hand, for the other winner brackets encounter that we had, was between the United States and the United Kingdom, and that match was actually
awesome.
really intense. Yeah, United States without the star player, without Halogen, managed to take down 6-4 anyways the United Kingdom.
Without their
really
star
good
players either.
performance. Yeah, UK didn't have one of their star players as well, which was Jeep Jab Job. And at the end, Pop Gadget and Trouble managed to get really strong performance. Same for Peeper actually in the United Kingdom. That surprised me a lot. Managed to take 4 points against the US is no joke.
Yeah, unfortunately, the United States knew which map to choose properly and scored two breaks on United Kingdom as well, which made them win 6-4.
Yeah, and that would be all of the winner bracket encounters that we went over. I do remember some of the loser bracket encounters, but they aren't as exciting. There was one loser bracket encounter that I'd like to bring up right away, which was Canada versus Indonesia.
Oh, this one.
And that one went back and forth for quite some time, but Canada did manage to get a few break points and take that victory 6-4, and that is why they have their chance at Brazil today. So that being said, Indonesia gave it their best, but they were not able to win. Another one of our loser bracket encounters that went pretty well was Chile versus Poland. This was another one that went 6-3 in favor of Chile. Poland really wasn't giving it their best, I felt, but Chile definitely was performing very high. Unfortunately, though, With our match this morning, Chile versus Japan, they were unable to topple Japan, and they went ahead and got eliminated, unfortunately. They did get a good effort, and hopefully we'll see them again next year, but that is just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, and well, Japan, on paper, it was their second match. It is the only one they played this weekend because the first one against Argentina was a win by default. Fortunately, Argentina didn't manage to bring 3 players to the game.
Yeah, that was kind of a misfortune over there. And the same thing didn't happen on the Brazil against Singapore match, which is the last one remaining that we had this weekend. In that case, Brazil legit clean sweep the Singaporean team, which was I couldn't see that much, but I was looking at the results, and some of the maps were actually pretty close. So that's something that Canada should look for to pick against Brazil. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention about this previous match is if you have the time to check the VODs, please watch the match between Canada and Indonesia. The last map, Egoism, was absolutely incredible. That's a really good example of tournament nerves and how good a match can be in just a matter of seconds. How can turn the table into another thing. Like, I don't know. It's just amazing. You have to watch it. Same goes for the US against the United Kingdom. That was an amazing match. If you have the time, be sure to check that video.
I mean, when in less than 20 seconds you get 200,000 points difference between the two teams, all in one go, it was like, what happened? What did just happen?
Yep. When not even the players know how they won, you know that was a crazy map.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
And not only that, before we actually enter into the map pool showcase, which should be in around 5 minutes, I will remember you guys. 7 teams are still in the tournament. Actually, yeah, there are 7. And you can still purchase your banners on the All Store for them, supporting them. Don't be afraid of purchasing one if you want to support them. Like, you don't even have to purchase the ones that's still in the tournament, but if you pick up the one who you think is going to win and that actually wins, your banner will stick for a little bit longer.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, and showing your acumen and your skills at determining which team is the most likely to win.
And now we are waiting for Citra to say the United States, but for some reason he's not doing it.
Well, I don't want to be on the biased side there.
Oh, you don't want to?
You never did that, man. I mean,
no,
I
never.
saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I only could play, audio clips from yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a really great match, though. Another thing we could touch on before we get into the map pool for next week, we can kind of just go over what we saw played the most here for the map and for this map pool. And it looks like there is a tie. We received. Oh no, yeah, there's a little bit of a tie. The only map. There's 2 maps that were played completely fully to this point at the moment, which is Egoism, Love Love Whistle, and
that's it.
Is it? Those are the only 2 sticks.
Yeah,
you're all right.
Then you have the Princess. The Princess instead of Night Horizon Live, which has been taken 5 times.
Mm-hmm. And
to mention that another map that is 100% appearance is Apparition and Kamui. Like every single time that Apparition was not banned, it was selected, and same thing goes for Kamui.
Yeah, the only thing we have not seen actually is our Interstellar Retribution. We have not seen that played at all. There has not been a single tiebreaker this semifinals round. That might be subject to change though with our last match here. Everything is up in the air on that. But that being said, guys, that's a little bit of a recap on what we've done so far for the semifinals weekend. We should be going into the finals map pool showcase in just a moment.
And just to say, the final map pool showcase will be for the 2 next weeks for the whole final round. So
week 1 and week 2. So this is the last map pool of the tournament, and I hope you enjoy, guys, because we are about to start with it.
Hello and welcome back to the Mania World Cup 4Key 2016. My name is Ztron and today we'll be going over the final map pool showcase. This is going to be for the finals, and remember, finals week 1 and 2 are the same map pool. That being said, let's get right into this with our first no mod pick, Tadish Image Material. This is a stamina chart filled with 260 BPM dense jump streams and hand streams. The density of the chart isn't super difficult, but the patterning as a whole is quite difficult to the heavy usage of one-handed trills. The first half starts off relatively tame, having lighter but still dense jump streams with notable break sections. After a long break, however, the chart is a non-stop barrage of dense jump streams and hand streams for 2 minutes. If that's not enough, you also have to deal with the non-straightforward 1/6 streams in the beginning of the log chord stream first. This chart is quite low risk though due to the low variance in the scores for this chart, but it's still a difficult pick, but not the hardest. And with our second no mod pick, we have Voyage 1970. This is a reading-based long note chart. The patterns in this are extremely uncomfortable, mainly due to the long combination of reading required and most of the chords being split chords. While most of the chart does get easier with practice, the difficulty of this chart is not constant. There's an inverse jump stream section in particular that is exceptionally hard to read through, and will most likely make or break a match due to the amount of damage a player can take. The chart also contains a couple of 1/8 bursts throughout the chart, which are difficult to read through, but can be comboed well regardless. The saving grace of this map is that the chart primarily tests reading ability. Most of the releases in this chart are relatively easy due to the low OD. This could be a ban due to the amount of reading difficulty present in this chart though. And for our third pick, we have Hellfire, a speed-based jack pick, testing fast chord glut ability. This chart clocks in at 175 beats per minute. As the description entails, this chart contains very short but very fast chord jacks, but the patterning is mostly lenient due to the lack of anchors in this chart. At least, the ones that are embedded in the streams have easy patterning. At least, most of them do. Well, this chart also contains some very sophisticated chord gluts which happen in more rapid succession than the ones in the streams, which might cause players to overexert and end up running out of stamina much quicker than they would anticipate, especially since the ending is a touch harder than the rest of the chart. The ending of the chart contains chord gluts riddled with non-straightforward 1/8 bursts at the end, some of which are very easy to get early misses on. Despite this is one of the easier charts in the pool, due to its length and patterning leniency. We'll probably see this one quite a bit. And our fourth pick for the No Mod pool is Flesh God Apocalypse, The Violation. You really can't have a Mania World Cup Finals map pool without a Flesh God Apocalypse chart. Sorry. That being said, 270 BPM jump streams of varied density, mainly jump streams with doubles on every 1-1. There are also some occasions where this chart is denser, however, such as the intro and the second half of each chorus. Patterns are generally very smooth to hit, though they are not always super straightforward. There are occasional 3-note anchors, one-hand mini trills, and column-based jump streams, but they are infrequent. Arguably the easier chart in the pool due to its patterning, this is still a very hard chart for those players with poor stamina, regardless, and it will most certainly tire you out, so it's advised to pick this later rather than earlier.
This comes of none, with breath like a mark on your back. On the self-control
And coming along with our 5th no mod pick, we have Morning Clute 2012. This chart is entirely made of long notes. 75% of this chart is long notes, most of which are mini long notes that can be treated as normal notes, though the timing on it could be a bit variable because you still have to release the long note. Patterns will alternate between being straightforward and hard to time to longer long note releases. The chart also contains a decent amount of one-hand trills as well, which could trip up players and cause bad judgment rushes. The chart as a whole is also very control-based. If you slip once, you slip up a decent chunk of the chart. There's very little room for error in this chart. It also contains a very long note heavy 1/6 jump stream at the end, which is very hard to read through. Arguably one of the hardest parts of the chart. However, it can be worked on by working on that chart in isolation. This is actually the easiest long note chart of the no mod map pool, so players are expected to be able to perform very well for long notes at this level. Coming up with our 6th no mod pick, we have Sun Valley. This is a speed pick, testing very fast light jump stream ability. The chart contains 2 long 350 BPM light jump streams with non-straightforward but easy patterning. The streams are spaced apart very leniently, so stamina is not tested very heavily here. However, charts like these are extremely hard to read through due to its speed plus the patterning, and players will end up getting lost trying to read through the streams, taking massive damage to their accuracy in the process. The chart also contains a 1/12 wall at the end of the second stream that can be jump trilled, but not entirely. This is low risk for players who are fast enough, but there are not many players in some of the losers bracket teams that are fast enough to hit throughout with issue. This could be a common counterban against very fast teams like Brazil or the United States or even the United Kingdom. Hopefully we'll get to see it quite a bit. And with our 7th no mod pick, we have T-Pazolite vs Rough Sketch Ready Made Love, an unsight readable SV chart, though not entirely unsight readable. Most of the SVs in this chart create notable visual effects, but it doesn't necessarily affect timing too much if you are able to read the chart as intended, which is reading the notes in groups rather than individually. This could be a major problem with players that have higher speed mods, say above 30, since the spacing between notes is much more significant. Players with lower speed mods, lower than 24, will have quite the opposite effect. The chart is downright unsight readable in certain sections, simply because the player does not have enough time to decipher what is going on, such as the base kick section at the end. Sight mesmerization is needed, but it is minor time investment. Fortunately, this chart requires absolutely no effort speed-wise for any of the players who have reached this far. This potentially could be a ban, but again, the time investment needed for this chart is considerably lower than most SV charts with this intensity. It's mainly about finding the right players who can read the notes in chunks properly. And with our 8th no-mod pick, we have the fastest crash. One of the hardest charts in the map pool speed-wise, with little competition. This is a speed chart complemented with very difficulty pattern and jack transitions. The chart is predominantly made out of 1/6 bursts at 210 BPM, difficulty ranging from easy to noticeably difficult. But there are also occasional jack sections that are strung in, mostly mini jacks and 3-note jacks. The transition into them is quite difficult and could cause bad judgment rushes. The chart also has a great note section, which could trip players up. The hardest part of the chart is when the 1/6 bursts are also complemented with the 1/8 bursts after the grace note section. The patterning does not let up, and is also very difficult to read, which in turn makes it difficult to even combo properly. Fortunately, that section only has sparse 1/8 bursts, but the effects of the 1/8 bursts are still present regardless. This is going to be a common ban, but players will also have to be able to complement in many other sections of the game that they don't want to regret banning this one too much. Good luck avoiding your fastest crash. And with our 9th no-mod pick, we have Southern Waters Assault 8-bit. This is a speed jack-based long note chart. The difficulty of this chart is heavily contingent on your ability to read the chart. The jumps and jack streams aren't too difficult except for the ending solo, but that doesn't matter if you cannot read this chart. Depending on how well you can read, either through gaps or note heads, you might find Voyage 1970 easier to read than this chart. The releases in this chart are almost impossible to focus on, due to the amount of things going on in the chart. Fortunately, the long note releases in this are not too difficult compared to Voyage 1970, but players will bleed out lots of 200s regardless. The ending has more complicated patterning with more 1/4 introduced, which might get too overwhelming for many of the players that aren't as well with the long note speed hybrids like this. For teams who are oriented to speed, this is the hardest map in the map pool. This will be a common band due to its difficulty and potentially the length, since the chart has harder consistent difficulty already. And for our final no-mod pick, we have Leaf Eye. This is also an unsight readable SV chart, but this one requires noticeably more time investment due to the presence of the stops. Not even including the SVs, this chart is still noticeably cutthroat. Some of the transitions out of the 1/8 burst create mini jacks or flams, which could trip up players on occasion. Some of the chord gluts in the chart are also at 280 BPM, which isn't entirely difficult per se, but is still also complemented with very heavy, non-straightforward layering as well. Fortunately, not all of the SVs are entirely difficult. The really hard SVs include the slowdown right before the first 280 BPM section, which could be learnt, and the stops 75% into the chart. The stops are not constant. There's one stop that's 3 beats long, and it's hard to predict unless you've played it a lot. And the chord gluts in between stops are very abrupt, and some sections end up being noticeably difficult, even more so considered that the chord gluts are already 280 BPM as it is. If a team leaves this unbanned, practice on this chart is absolutely required. Players will take too much damage from the stops otherwise, and they could actually fail and not be able to recover due to the high HP drain of 9.3. And for our first free mod pick, we have T-Pazolite with Samaru. Chamembarrassing. And this is primarily a Jack-based chart complemented with streams. And this chart is very heavily layered generally, but it only runs at 160 BPM, and the Jackie patterns in the first half are also not very hard for its density. There are some 1/8 bursts that can be hard to time with their rolling nature, but they're infrequent. After the first set of 1/8 bursts and the break afterwards, the Jack gets harder pattern-wise, which could cause early misses. At the very end of the chart, the 1/8 bursts are strung into the Jackie streams, making it potentially and additionally difficult to time. Flashlight Harrock is quite viable here. Most of the chart should be easy to time since they're Jacks and it's relatively slow, and the chart is also mainly consistent. This could be a counterband for that reason as well, but unlikely. And for our second free mod pick, we have Freedom Dive. Yeah, this song again, guys. Now, I'll go ahead and explain this, but as you guys know, it's Freedom Dive. Come on. This chart has jump streams, hand streams, a feast. Albeit it's arguably leisurely 222 BPM. The chart does start off with a light hand stream and occasional split jump trail sections, but nothing particularly daunting. The scary part is the length of these sections. There are two major streams in this chart, one that's about a minute long and the other one being close to 2.5 minutes long. Given the distance isn't consistent, but they are dense enough to keep players on their feet throughout. Due to the nature of this chart, the most errors in this chart are badge judgment, 200 or worse rushes, so any error in this chart will be very punishing. The chart will also get noticeably denser during the last stretch of the song, introducing denser hand stream sections. As frightening as it sounds, this is arguably easiest map in the map pool overall due to its relatively low tempo. Along with the consistent nature, Flashlight and Hard Rock is a very viable pick if you can decipher its density. Due to the relatively low difficulty, this can also be used as a counterban against weaker teams to corner them or edge out teams who are more proficient at accuracy than speed. That being said, welcome back Freedom Dive. And for our third free mod pick, we have Mirage, a long note release based chart with noticeably tricky rhythms and long note patterning, which make it uncomfortable to release properly. Despite how it looks, most of the chart is really easy to read due to its constant jump stream nature, or there is a lot of empty space involved in this chart. The bulk of difficulty comes from the jump stream long note sections. Add on to the occasional hard patterning like the long notes on 3/4, 25% in, and the very irregular long note lengths at 80% into the chart, and it makes for a chart that's hard to read at multiple points, making timing very difficult, which is crucial for Fremont songs. There is a slowdown with a complex patterning section as well, which could trip players up. The section could be easily learnt, however. It's mainly about getting the timing down. This is a possible fan, but Voyage 1970 and Southern Waters are harder overall and more high risk. And our last free mod pick, we have Dreamless Wanderer. This is a speed pick, albeit not even close to the most straightforward. The chart is mainly filled with very fast bursts, the harder bursts being the ones that are chained together. The patterns alternate from not cheatable to quite cheatable. The chart is also particularly control-based. Some of the transitions force you to stop immediately after doing a very fast pattern, otherwise you'll get early misses. If you miss hit through certain bursts, which is very viable given the sporadic nature, you will also end up with early miss rushes. This is one of the charts you will be an absolute nightmare to score on, mainly due to the nature of the chart. You can manipulate through most of the bursts with acceptable accuracy, but players who wish to have high accuracy or higher scores will have to strain harder. This is likely going to be a popular chart, mainly due to its speedy nature and popularity, but this is also a notably risky pick for teams who are weak at control and accuracy. This one is most likely unviable to play on Flashlight, mainly due to the very broken erratic nature of the chart. Ones who do will be very rewarded, but the amount of people who possess the ability are next to none. This map has the Shoegazer seal of approval, by the way, and we hope to see this quite a bit. And what you've all been waiting for, the tiebreaker for the finals map pool. This one is from Camellia, I Can Fly in the Universe. This chart actually tests almost everything, ranging from jacking corglets, jacking stamina, and occasional bursts of speed, most difficult configurations of long note patterns and all types of SV, and so on. However, the bulk of the difficulty comes from the long notes and SVs, the slowdowns and stutters. For players at this level, let's break down the chart. The first hard part of the chart is the first bridge, 10% into the chart. The chart enters an extreme slowdown, which is fine if you're an Oriole player, but you'd have to have massive issues if you're a visual player. Fortunately, the patterns in this are just trills, so it's just getting the timing down, and you should be fine. Slowdowns like these are very much present in the chart, some slowdowns even going all the way down to 0.3x. Most of the slowdowns do have easy patterning, but these are extreme SVs nonetheless. Then you enter a stutter SV section, which is very noticeable, but the saving grace here is that the patterning is very straightforward. There's a second stutter section 2/3 into the chart, with harder patterning and more intensive stuttering, and afterwards, you enter a jack heavy section with 90% of your normal speed. There are also 1/8 bursts in the chart, but these corglets and bursts shouldn't faze many of the players who have reached this far. Most of these chord streams are definitely dense, but most of them are very lenient with the patterning. The first hard inverse long note section happens halfway into the chart. If you get lost once in these long notes, you'll get lost in them for quite some time, taking a massive hit to your accuracy. There's also a couple of sections in here that have harder patterning with the long notes, but the hardest one is the one with the most notable distance is the long note section at the end. Regardless of the insanity that is in this chart, it's a beautiful microcosm of finals map pool. A chart testing most skills, some skills to the extreme even. We hope that this could be a display of what some of the best Mania players can do. Best luck to all the contestants left in the tournament, because you'll need it after this one. With that being said, that is all for the finals map pool showcase. We hope you enjoyed checking out the maps for next week. Don't go anywhere though, as we will continue to talk about the matches that happened today, right after this. All right, and we're back, guys. Welcome back, and we'll be getting right under the way. We hope you enjoyed that map pool showcase, as it's one of the crazier ones we have released. That being said, guys, our next match is almost right underway. 5 minutes remaining for Brazil versus Canada. This thing is going down. We will hopefully see a tiebreaker today. It's the last chance for us to see Interstellar Retribution being played. That being said, we do have everyone from Brazil logged in here. Canada is slowly getting ready. We will be getting underway in just a moment. Definitely hype up the teams you want to see win this, guys, as Brazil and Canada are going head-to-head with this one. Remember, you can still pick up banners at the O store to support your favorite team. Proceeds go towards the tournament prize pool. And remember, if you pick the winning team, you will keep that banner for 3 weeks longer than anyone else, letting everyone know that you supported the winning team.
You know, after watching the map pool showcase of the finals, maybe one of the teams do not want to play it. You know, we're just going to lose in purpose because this map pool is just nuts.
It gets pretty savage. I know a lot of the people in Twitch chat were saying, you keep on calling it easy, but guys, those were the easier ones. I know they're hard, but those are the easier ones in the pool.
Well, you know, easy, hard, it's all a matter of perspective.
Absolutely freaking insane.
That as well, yes.
Well, when you have to call Freedom Dive as the easy map of the pool,
Oh god.
you know that
Yeah.
something is going on.
Can I real talk for a few minutes before we get started with this match?
No.
No, I can't. Okay.
Oh well, go ahead.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, no, it's fine, Slane. Am I the only one that was completely sad to see Freedom Dive back?
Not really.
Well, at least it beats Brain Power.
I would have rather had brain power, in all honesty.
Don't worry, Citro. That map is probably going to be 100% pick rate. Anyways.
Oh, lovely.
You have preferred Samba de Janeiro like this one.
Oh, this is a warm up.
Yes, it seems to be so.
Yeah, it does seem to be that, and it is awesome.
It's actually pretty funny because the mapper of this warm up, even though it is a Brazilian song, it is Arquin and Tokiwa, and both are from the Philippines.
Alright, at least I'm not the only one that seemed to be a little bit down about Freedom Dive getting back in. Although it is a very viable pick based off its structure and stuff, it was a staple for so many World Cups, and
Yeah.
I finally thought we had broken the chains that bind us. And no, we didn't.
I don't think we ever saw Freedom Dive on the Catch the Beat World Cup though. So.
No, you are true. That is correct.
I don't know for Taiko, but I'm sure that now Mania is second time that's seeing Freedom Dive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm almost positive it will be heavily picked, though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, it does look like everybody is labeled in here. We should be getting started with our first warm-ups in just a little bit. Getting that final confirmation for our judges, seeing if everybody's ready. Our players are readying up as they get ready to lock this thing in.
See Brazil.
All right, so we're just kind of waiting for Felipe Link to hit OK, and he finally noticed. Oh, was
Come
on the phone.
Felipe Link.
It's like, you know, with his grandma. Grandma, I have to play the game. No.
I'm playing a semi-finals against Canada, Mom. When grandma,
Well, give these Canadians shenanigans there, but
but my grandson, I made you another sweater, another t-shirt for you. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
eat my soup. My spaghettis.
My spaghetti soup.
That-
Oh no!
there
Wow,
was
no!
there was a definite Kung Fu Panda side vibe on that. You want to eat my soup?
All right, and it looks like we're going to be getting underway with this first warm-up. It looks like Brazil really wanting to warm up their hard rock abilities. Maybe the mod pool is something they're going to attack in this match, as we see everyone from Brazil's side taking the hard rock mod. We do see Hibono and Ashix also carrying the hard rock mod for Canada. The only one not running with a mod is Barry.
I'm pretty sure that we saw this on the Brazil versus Philippines round of 16 match as a warm-up in 2015. And if I'm right, man, I have a good memory.
Well, I have no type of good memory, like a goldfish, sir.
And I think that was picked from the Philippines, not from the Brazil. I think Brazil picked some song that is like, that's not too fast, or that was too fast, or something like that. I don't know why I have that clear in my mind. I should check that out, actually. Maybe David can.
Sorry, what am I looking up? I was quickly sorting something else out. What's up, sorry, everyone?
Just trying to see if you could find out what
If you can find the main link of Brazil versus Philippines round 16 of last year's Mania World Cup, and tell us which maps were the warm-ups.
Consider it done.
Consider it done. Zog zog. Work work. Anyway, this song is like, somehow swapping from me my ability to talk coherently.
I don't know, like this section, the squads are just brutal, but everyone seems to handle it fine. As soon as you break
Just as
one,
you said that. Just as you say it.
I will say this song is definitely a whole lot harder in Mania than its original game mode that song came from, which is a whole lot easier. You're just shaking maracas.
You wanted Brazil vs Philippines Mania World Cup 2015 round 16 warm-up maps?
yeah.
Ranzor, that was too slow, and Bellini, which we just saw.
Oh man, I was right. Both.
Yes. Wow.
Oh yeah. My memory is once again not betraying me.
And we do have some Camellia.
We didn't
And we
have
did-
enough for the
Like, we had
trophy.
enough of that today already, yeah. Oh, that's getting boring.
All right, so we should be getting started with the final ignition, the second warm-up pick for Brazil and Canada here. And then we will get into the match. It did look like Brazil had that early accuracy there, but I don't know what happened with Ashix towards the end there. I don't know if he's just not worried about it. It's a warm-up, nothing to sweat, which is probably the most likely of the things. Doesn't look like he had too many problems throughout the entirety of the map.
I think this is also mapped by evening, as we saw from the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, this time we see triple hard rock for Canada, only one for Brazil. This time it's worth pointing out that Silly Fanger is playing. I think he also played on the previous match of the semifinals, but he was not playing there against the United States in the quarters, so it's a good thing that Brazil has the three top players. I mean, not top players, but the speed specialist, long nose specialist that is Silly Fanger to complete the roster.
Yeah, Barry's still using a slower scroll speed than anyone else there. Not really affected him too much. It might seem like that's his comfort zone. Accuracies overall for all the players at the moment pretty high. Brazil on fire though with this warm-up. Both Silly Fangirl and Felipe Link holding 99%. But those Hard Rock 98 and 95 respectively with Ashix 97 might do something. But at this moment, it does seem to be pulling it over in their favor. So Hard Rock Power Unite. But it is just a warm-up.
Hard Rock Squad, assemble.
And then again, due to their very low accuracy, Canada is winning, but just by a bit.
Yeah, the power of the Hard Rock, because accuracy-wise they are not on the lead.
And there it is.
There he goes.
Yeah, that's
as soon
really
as we
dense
break,
section.
yeah, as soon as we enter into a really dense section, the Hard Rocks are starting to be a pain. Only
Yeah.
Gil is actually managing to keep it up.
Yeah, very actually going from very early to very late hits. Hibano staying a little bit more consistent. And Ashix doing pretty decent as well, but the accuracies are really tanking on Canada's side. It's very unfortunate. While we look over at the Brazil side and you see Gil and Silly Fangirl not really feeling the weight of this map. Felipe Link only one being at 97. Oh wow, never mind. Gil dropped down to 96 as well. So, you know, these warm-ups are a good way of indication, but if it's any type of indicator, Brazil might have the definite advantage here.
Let's see now. Only a quarter of the map remaining. And as you can see, Hard Rock is just being too much for Canada this time.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Brazil's got this higher speed in on lock. As these sections get really dense, lots of mini notes, mini long notes there that you really have to worry about release times on, and Brazil's just flying through it there.
Oh man, Ashix is just so much behind right now, 88%.
All right, and that is going to be both of our warm-ups. Brazil taking both of those. Very impressive plays. Ashix really having problems with that. Hopefully that is not an indicator of what is to come, and we will be finding that out in just a moment as we get on with the rolls. Ashix rolling a 37.
I don't know. Let's see. I think these two teams are actually close when it comes to skill sets. Like Brazil and Canada are both more like speed-oriented teams, but Brazil is better overall in long notes. So Brazil has the advantage, I will believe. Like Canada has a chance to take eventually some of the speed picks in case that the Brazil mess up a little bit, but if that's not the case, I will say that Brazil will probably sweep this match.
Yeah, it does look like Canada. Excuse me, sorry about that. It does look like Canada will be starting with their bans. Ashix is in the hot seat for that, so we should see what type of ban Canada is going to come out with.
Oh,
I don't
it's
think
an A.
Aboriginal will be banned this time.
and can just win.
Easy. Okay, we need to see. Well, I suppose it starts with C.
Well, GMS, Ashix can ban while you are doing whatever you want to do. Oh gosh.
Oh,
Can
good
we?
God.
So Camry is the first ban.
Wow, Essex. Wow.
Alright, moving the ban here for Canada. Let's see Brazil. If Gil is still here.
He might not leave. He mentioned he would go.
Oh, if you have to ask someone, it has not to be Felipe. Like, no. Felipe, no.
No!
Oh!
Destroying
Alright.
the boats. Tank
Resting
construction.
pepperonis boats.
Okay, so I think that ban is alright. So we won't see that. It's the first time we're seeing that being banned.
And it looks like the first pick is going to be Lemon Summer, guys.
Yep, long no picks will be the strategy here for Brazil, as it makes sense because Canada has quite a bit of issues when it comes to long nose, and Brazil doesn't really need to risk the speed picks against Canada, even though I believe they are also faster than Canada. So starting with the safe selections, Lemon Summer, definitely a good pick.
Yeah, we should see this thing starting in just a moment, guys. And remember, folks, let us know in Twitch chat, who do you want to win? Do you want to see Brazil take this away, or do you want to see Canada come back and make a victory? Let us know in the Twitch chat with your memes and your chatting. I'm going to go for Brazil. I feel like they've got this.
Yeah, I believe Brazil will win this without too many issues.
Speed demons.
Alright, and we have another miss from Berry.
Yeah, very struggling
Bono does
hard.
also grab a
Him
drop
Popo
there.
as well.
Mhm.
Well,
Yep.
Brazil is definitely getting ahead with all these misses, especially with the huge accuracy drop from Berry, which was down to 95, now around 96 and climbing.
Well, Silly Fanger and Guido Hermesia being the first one dropping on the Brazilian team. Now Felipe Ling is dropping, so no more full combos remaining. Although accuracy-wise, Brazil has a clear advantage. Berry is a little bit behind, 3% of accuracy difference between these two teams at the moment.
Yeah, these long
Fanger is
notes
doing
are
amazing.
Yeah, these long notes are not being very nice to Team Canada, as they are having quite a bit of problems. Barry seeing consecutive miss after miss, 300s going to 200s, accuracy just tanking there. And it's unfortunate, Hippono also finding another miss. While we look over on Brazil's side, Silly Fangirl, Gil, and Felipe Link all over the 99% threshold. They've definitely got this in the bag at this moment. There's literally nothing you could do. There's a quarter of the map left, and they do not seem to be stopping or slowing down in the slightest.
Well, one team is not stopping their combo, even if Felipe is just broke. But the other team, Canada, is not stopping to break actually. So, yeah, definitely win for Brazil on that one.
All right, so 1-0 in favor of Brazil to the first map. Let's see what Canada decides to go for right now. Not too sure what they should go for.
It's really hard. As Brazil's really good with high speed picks, you can't really see something like Lejania or God of Madness. I feel like those are both easy Brazil picks. Maybe Love Whistle, possibly.
They have to go for something faster, I think.
Do you really think speed is where they're going to be able to win?
Well, Brazil decided to ban can construction for a reason, so
True.
I wouldn't say Legendaria might be just too fast for them, but
Legendaria is fast for a lot of people. Yeah.
Maybe a free mod, but Gil Hard Rock's abilities are just too strong. That's going to be Eviscerate, a free mod map.
Okay, so that kind of put us through a loop on everything. There's no way I saw that one coming.
I mean, it is kinda a consistency-oriented pick, I will say. So now that Felipe is being replaced, maybe they are aiming for Andrew to get into the room and perhaps play Flashlight Hard Rock. And by doing that, maybe Brazil will over-risk their chances to win a free mod map and actually throwing the match.
Yeah,
like
this
a
is
backfire.
Yeah, this is very risky. They're trying to break point on Canada here, and they're bringing in their big guns to make this possible. As he does have the ability to play with mods very well. But like you said, if they overshoot this and they try to achieve too high, it can backfire, and Canada can secure a point.
Gosh. That's always something when one of the players do not have the map.
So what can we say about this map? I don't know the outcome of this. Like, I would really say this is a map that Canada stands a chance if Andrew goes Flashlight Hard Rock, because even though this is not that impossible with Flashlight Hard Rock, I don't think Andrew should go for that unless he is really, really comfortable with that thing.
Alright, chats. If you want to make some noise for the team that you support, well, I know that you're doing a little bit of hot sound right now, but I would like to see more. There we go. Alright, it would seem that we do have more support for Brazil than for Canada.
Well, I don't know if they have more support or not. The thing is that you usually notice more about the Brazilian spam because they know how to spam better than Canadians. So. Oh, Himpopo! What was that? He had the hands placed in the wrong spot or something. That was
Wow.
weird.
Yeah, that's a strange beginning, and that does really not help Canada. Even though, it was just, the first note, so it's not as hard as, if he went into the 400 range, then dropped. However, because of that, and because we do have actually 6 hard rocks, uh, if Brazil do that miss, oh, especially since Barry is missing, if Brazil do not miss, it might be another point for them.
It might have been a good idea for them to all take Hard Rock, as both sides did, but it really just depends on who is the better players with the Hard Rock mod enabled. And Hippono starting off on that very wrong footing is not something he wanted to do. Barry having a little bit of issues with the denser sections there, dropping combo every once in a while. Ashik's doing incredibly well. Gil will see a miss. So Andre and Silly Fangirl are the only two full combos on Brazil's side, but the score is still in their favor, but not by a very large margin.
Right here, the difference is not that big as I thought. This is like 25,000 points of difference. Is not that big. Himpopo issues of the beginning might end up being the reason, because Canada is not being able to take the lead here. Accuracy-wise, the difference is not that big either. Gil is surprisingly a little bit behind in this one. For some reason, his accuracy on Hard Rock this time is not as good as I usually see him. Like the level I saw of him playing Hard Rock, like I think it was yesterday in a multiplayer game with him. Oh, and Andrew making a huge mistake over there, a huge amount of misses over there. Really big misread by him, and maybe that will be the gates for Canada to actually catch up. Two really
is
good
possible.
combos
I mean,
against only one.
Yeah, Hippono and Barry are pulling back up. Ooh, Barry will see a miss. No, the curse is real. Ashik's still holding incredibly well. The scores are very close. This could be anyone's game. We're at the halfway point of the map. This could be the possible turning point for Canada, but will it be?
It's hard to tell. Gil with a miss on the long note over there, that's going to hurt, but there's still not enough. They need more than that. Accuracy is just really, really equal between these two teams, and that's the reason, because misses are not being that big of a deal. Oh, Gil
Only
with another big
10,000
choke.
points.
Oh, they are getting closer. Gil with another
Oh.
choke. What was that, Gil? He completely misread that double trill, and now the lead is on Canada's hands.
And there's only nigh a fourth of the map remaining, so
Yeah, there's almost no
But
map
that
remaining.
Barry,
with
that
a
miss from Barry dropping puts it right over back into Brazil's court, as long as we don't see a single mistake from Brazil past this point. Oh, Gil! No!
Wait, what is going with Gil? I'm not
Flickering.
sure what's going there. Flickering. Yeah, the scores are flickering indeed.
But
And this is the
Brazil
last
is
section.
back.
This section is just this. It's just about accuracy. Only simple notes. There's nothing more than that. And Brazil's on the lead. Some accuracy drops by Andre, though. Not going to change too much. Himpopo
It
with a
flipped
drop.
back.
Himpopo misses.
What
It
was
flipped
that?
right back over to
Another one.
Canada's side as Hippono drops. Andre's
Andre-
gonna drop
But
as well.
Andre, what the
Oh
hell
my
with all
god,
these
this is so
misses?
close. One more drop and it's over.
Yep.
The scores are really, really close, but this section is not dropping off anyone.
Andre drops
Andre
again.
with
That
another
could
miss.
very
And
well
now
be it.
Canada got the chance. I don't know if they have enough time though. Oh, this is so intense.
Oh,
Andre
God.
with another accuracy drop, and this is
Ashik's
not
dropping,
ending.
that's gonna
Ashik's,
seal it.
no!
That
seals
is gonna
the
seal
deal.
it.
Oh, that's
Double
it.
miss by him, and Brazil will take this point back to home. Jesus, what was
Wow.
that? Silly Funger, nice score by him.
That was
Putting
a
Brazil into the lead. 2-1,
Juan, that was
2-0 now.
absolutely crazy fight for a break point for Brazil's side, and they almost lost it. Canada going, no, you can't have our point. But Brazil coming back in the very end. If Ashix had not dropped, that very well could have went over to Canada.
Yeah, they were just so close. That end is just so mind block. Like, it's so hard to if you actually have the scores on. I know that some people play with the scores on. I'm one of them. and you see that the scores are really, really close, and you're like, oh no, this is the moment, and you lose your concentration by a little bit, and damn,
Yeah, and
you're
then it
dead.
slips.
You lost.
All right, so Brazil takes back the play with the egoism. And we do have a switch. Himpopo switching for PE, perhaps.
Oh, seems like silly.
And silly
Fire
fangirl,
will
yes.
place it as well. Yeah.
Yet by Felipe.
Will Canada be able to break point on Brazil's pick, though? That's the real question here.
Himpopo switch with Piggy as well, so both teams changing one player of their own.
All right, and we do have a lot of Canada spam at the moment. Apparently, they've gained some level.
Oh my god, the chat.
The chat is
That's
dead.
absolutely how hype it should be right now. I expect nothing less.
I mean, I'm fine with that support, but that's just... Jesus, 7 lines.
Yeah, right now Piggy is being a sellout. And shout out to Styan.
There we go. Time to start with Egoism 4-4-0. This time being selected quite early into the match compared to the usual times, which is like really, really late. One of the last resource picks. Andrew with the early drop in the slow jump, giving the lead to Canada. But we'll have to see until the SB sections how well they can manage. Canada already played this one against Indonesia. If you remember, that was an intense match to be played that ended up giving them the victory. So might as well happen this time once again. We have to wait and see for the SBs here. The first one is about to come here. No drops in the first, no drops in the second, but some accuracy drops in the Canadian side. Still no misses.
but
Ashix and
very
Berry.
And yeah, both feeling that miss. That is unfortunate.
Yep, just in the last one, Ashik and Berry finding the drops over there. Brazil is now on the lead by quite a bit. Accuracy-wise, they have a really big advantage, and also in combo.
Yeah, 70,000 points is no short change. Anyway, and they all have full combo in the above 9920 accuracy, which is quite impressive since the whole Canadian team has trouble getting over 98.
Oh, Andrew with a big drop over there, closing the gap a little bit between these two teams, but Piggy and Berry as well dropping the ball. Not going to help. Ashix as well in the long no jacks, dropping the combo and the accuracy by a little bit. Gil and Felipe are still doing a fantastic job with the full combo over there. Andrew with another drop, and this might turn out into the last very second. Ashix and Berry having troubles with accuracy. Felipe link dropping the combo, but not going to be enough. Brazil will take this point, and it will be 3-0 on the favor.
Yes,
Yeah.
by 147,000 points. So
That is not a good sign for Canada. They're 3 down already. They really need to try to pull up a victory here, or Brazil is going to clean sweep. They are definitely on it, and it looks like Ashix is going for Love Love Whistle. And this is probably a good pick for Canada, as it's one of those picks where it can go either way. It's not really necessarily hard for either team, it's just who's going to make that fatal mistake.
and
Yeah, exactly. It's a consistency one. So sorry, Slane. What you were saying?
Oh, nothing.
All right. But
Sorry,
yeah,
I think we're talking to Inwolf about something. But since Egoism just got picked and played there, 100% pick rate.
Oh
Every single
yeah.
match.
Wow.
Well, it makes sense because this is one of those maps that is safe to pick because I mean, it's risky in the sense that any team can do well on this one, but because of that, you usually want to go for this kind of stuff because you know you're going to do at least good. So as soon as someone makes a mistake on the other team, you can catch up.
This is the same actually. Ludwig's Love Whistle, 100% agree. I did not actually expect to see two maps both get played in every match. So, I'm pretty happy right now.
Feeling lovely, I think. Holy Magikarp. Why Canada always use that expression? That's actually cool though, but holy Magikarp.
You don't want Pepe. He'd shout at you for you to go on with it.
He's on the Brazilian team.
Yeah, Twitch chat is live. Twitch chat is indeed very lively at the moment.
Alright, so Love X Love Whistle will be last time we see this map being played in this whole tournament, but we have seen this enough already, being picked in every single match so far.
Itchy. And we do see some flicker going on, but as for now, Canada has a very, very strong triple double S going on. Have they found back their power? Oh, but just as I say that, Piggy breaks. That's unfortunate. Giving Brazil, therefore, the advantage, even if the two other are still in double S.
Yep, this is a really close one actually. Accuracy-wise, there's almost no difference. It's just the break from Piggy that is making the difference right here.
Yeah, quite so.
Felipe is though having a little bit of issues with the accuracy, and Gil Messi finding 2 breaks in a row. Himpopo as well finding 1, but in the equation at the end, Gil with another one actually will end up sealing a little bit the lead in favor of Canada, at least momentarily. Piggy with another break.
But we still have 2/3 of the map to go, so
Oh yeah,
a lot
definitely.
of time for breaks and for other shenanigans.
Gil is still having a huge amount of problems this day. I'm not sure what's going on with him.
I mean, what is he missing on?
It's looking like keyboard issues, but I won't say that for sure. I think he's just a little bit lacking of concentration, maybe?
Maybe he didn't have time to go to wherever he had to go. Or perhaps his grandmother called. Anyway. Alright, we go in the last third of the map as Piggy just misses just then, but the accuracy drop is not that much. But we do see some flickering the score, but perhaps Brazil has it.
Fighting back.
Ashix breaks and Brazil gets it.
Nice job by Brazil over there. Felipe and Sealy are still going with the full combo, I believe it is.
Yep.
That's a really nice job, but the scores are still really close, so it can go anywhere. Quarter of the song remaining, maybe a little less than that, so one break can be crucial at this point. There's still one long nose section remaining, if I remember correctly. If not, this stream will end up deciding the fate of these two teams for this map. 6,000 points of difference. This is almost nothing.
That's nothing. Felipe breaks.
Still not enough. Scores are flickering a little bit back and forth. Canada's fighting for it, but they are not managing to keep it up. There you go, 1,000 points of difference. Again, the flicker is going on. The long nose
again. Just
Piggy with the long nose break. Once again, Canada might lose their own point just at the end for the little mistake. Still 2,000 points of difference. One accuracy drop can still be enough for them, but it's not happening. Brazil is just going too strong.
I think just a single drop would suffice, but not but not, and doesn't happen. And by only 6,000 points, 6,300, or rather 294 points, 95 points, Brazil wins the fourth map and the fourth point with a second break. Wow.
And both of the times being so close. Canada
Yep.
actually putting a really good fight here, but not quite enough.
And Piggy still being the corporate shutout, sellout that he is or she is. You never know. I say he because it's, statistically it's more. Well, I have more chances to be right then. Oh, and so Brazil plays the Princess Insane All Night Hurrah live.
Even summertime.
Hi.
We've actually seen this one quite a bit as well, if I'm not mistaken.
6 out of 7 matches. The only one we didn't see it was Chile versus Japan.
Oh wow, Twitch chat is really on fire today.
Yeah, this Twitch hype is pretty impressive actually.
Oh man, this song. Nightmares. The banter. The banter between these two teams is real.
All right, so we should be getting into this in just a moment, folks. Brazil is 2 away from a clean victory. Will they be able to do it, or will this map be the turning point for Canada?
And we should start any second now. And as a matter of fact, we are.
Alright, so here we go. Princess in Sale All Night, Hurrah Live. This is probably a risky pick for Brazil as well, I will say. If Canada ends up performing as they are doing previously, they can pull out a fight on this one.
But Piqué has a lot of trouble on that one, which is on the last Canada match, the lineup didn't have any trouble with that map. However, Piggy seems to have quite some. Perhaps the third player was not available then, but that might be fortunate for Canada. However, Guilherme have been shown to miss on that map as well. So
yeah, but Guilherme, despite the misses that he can have, his accuracy will not go down.
Oh yeah.
Not at this level. He is one of those who can handle this difficulty without too many issues. He can eventually choke when it comes to combo, but the accuracy won't get too low anyways. Though Silly Fangirl is destroying the whole pool all the time.
99.97. Well, you can do better, but it's damn hard. Oh, but Himpopo breaking, but at the moment Brazil has a 30,000 points lead. It might not seem like much, but in a long map like that one, it is.
Yeah, but that's all the lead they need. Hibono and Felipe Link both finding themselves a miss, but the lead is still on Brazil's side. The score is very close, though. Canada right on their heels, letting them know if they make a single mistake, they are going to be right there to capitalize on it.
point difference is big, but not that big to call this sealed already. It's around 50,000 points.
Oh, with 1/3 of the map remaining, we have 50,000 points difference. It will be really hard for Brazil to lose that one.
I mean, it will definitely be like this. Seems like as the map progresses, it seems like Canada is losing their hopes because there's no much more time to recover here, and
Yeah.
Brazil is not making any mistakes. Like even if they do, the accuracies are still insanely good.
I mean, their medium accuracy is 99.70. And even Piggy with even Himpopo with 99.39 does not make it.
Yeah, Felipe Link will see another miss there, but the score gap is quite distant in terms of they definitely have a few safety drops, but Hippono also dropping there is not going to make things any easier for them. Gil seeing a drop, but along with Ashix, Gil seeing another drop, it is going to slowly tilt it back over, but there's not enough song for anything else to happen, and Brazil will take a 5th point against Canada, now bringing them to match point.
Yes, indeed, match point will be Ashix almost getting into the 99s, but that's not going to be enough, sadly, for Canada, and they have to pick now and win if they want to start with the amazing comeback here. But it's going to be a really hard thing.
It's going to be a very hard, impossible thing to do if Brazil can keep up with this consistency. It's not impossible, though. All that Canada has to really do is just get a foothold. If they can get a foothold, it might shake up Brazil enough for them to take a few points.
Well, also, if you already lost 2 of your own points, it's actually really hard to recover if you don't break early. Because now, Canada needs to win literally every single map that is selected if they want to win.
Yeah, it's a hell march. If they lose anything, well, they're out.
No, don't even try it. Don't pick operation. Don't even think about it, Canada. Don't. No! Oh, and I wanted my sleep.
Oh no.
Well, at least it will be a long last map if it is the last.
Silly Fango with side read apparition. That's cool. Well, this is kind of like Chile. You want to extend your participation on the tournament as much as you can, so you pick operation.
Yeah, it might be the case. Oh, wait.
Also, the map is actually 9 minutes and 30 seconds now because we have to wait that download time.
Oh gosh.
be Andrew, who's going to play instead of Vanguard this time. Tactical replacement, no side grids. Oh, he's out again. Alright, so seems like there is City Fanger once again. Well, this is a long wait for a long map, so
Very much so.
oh, you're sorry? Well, you don't sound that sorry, man. You could download the map beforehand.
I think he's saying he had a new PC.
Still, man, like you were watching the Maple showcase, right?
Yeah,
like, you
very
could
true.
download
You could have been like,
while
oh wait,
watching
maybe
it.
I might need this.
And the chat is still rooting for Canada against all odds.
Alright, so we are almost done. It looks like everybody's getting close to being ready. As we get into the potential final match, unless Canada wins this crazy 8-minute marathon.
All right, and let's go. Perhaps the last map of
I did not
the
actually expect.
semifinals.
Yes, potential last map Slane, but I did not expect to see this 3 times. Do you know we've almost taken up an entire half an hour of content just with this map alone?
Yep.
If you combine all the times the operation showed itself, you can actually cover a whole match.
Yeah, pretty much. And if you add the bickering of everyone about it, you probably have a second match.
Or third.
Double hidden though. City Fanger and Ashix.
Yep.
Oh no, don't tell me that Himpop is doing what I think he's doing.
What is he doing?
He's playing up scroll. Yup. He is
What?
playing up scroll.
What's happening?
You know, in Mania you can play with we are spectating down scroll play.
Yeah.
So
There's also
no
another
scroll
way, which is
up,
the DDR style, where everything scrolls
Yeah.
upwards instead of downwards.
Most of the Stepmania players play with up scroll, and Kimpopo is playing up scroll this time, I feel.
How can you tell? Just out of curiosity.
Just due to the fact that he's like tanking redonkulously hard, I would imagine that it has to be something he's not used to doing.
Okay, fair enough, I guess.
Not only that, he
Mentioned
did
about-
say it in the chat.
Yeah, he mentioned that in chat.
Ah, okay.
All right.
He was like, YOLO, gonna play up scroll.
Oh yeah, so he did. Yeah, like I kind of underestimated that, 'cause like it can't be that different. And then I tried and like, oh,
It is definitely
I s-
different. There's some people
Oh,
that can read both up scroll and down scroll. It's
that
really
that might
rare.
be why. It might help me, with my step mania past.
See, if I could just get it to put into arrows, I could totally blank out the timings and everything and probably be able to play at least
You
decently.
can have arrow skins. Everyone plays with
Yeah.
arrow skins.
Yeah, but they don't work that well.
Well, the
I
problem
believe that
the difference
Styan has
between
one which
Yeah.
works rather well.
the difference from the Stepmania arrows is that you don't have the time points. Like
I
Yeah.
in
missed my.
Stepmania,
Well, in
you have
Stepmania, I
blue
used
or red arrows.
Yeah, that let you know
Yeah.
the timings.
Yeah.
Another thing though about Stepmania is I didn't even use that. I always used the Candy Pop skin because it had the 3D arrows, and I missed 3D arrows.
Yeah.
I know that shouldn't make that big of a deal, but it does.
Yeah, it's how you're used to play.
Candy Pop best Stepmania skin.
Can we
Can I
talk
go ahead
about
and say that now?
the
Yes, Matt.
beautiful 5% from Team Popo?
Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't tell if he's trying or if he's that confused.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's that confused.
Well, anyway, I guess that's pretty much a win for Brazil.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
That's pretty much 2 against 3.
And
not only
Ashik's
that,
not having
Ashix.
it
Well,
playing with
Ashik,
him.
look at how early Ashix is hitting. I didn't notice. He's hitting every single note with 200s. Every
Yeah, pretty
single
much.
one. Look at the judgment bar.
Yeah,
Gosh.
this was kind of a last. I don't even think this is the last ditch effort. This is just a we're gonna die. Let's extend it.
Well, this is
Yeah.
the thing. Like, you could easily just pick a shore map and do this thing. Like, yeah, you will still look like a. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but you don't look great by doing this.
Well, at that
Uh,
point, you're just wasting
but-
everyone's time.
Yeah,
But
not,
you have
not
to
Sorry
only
about
that.
that.
You
Yeah.
have to do that with an 8-minute map and just take time for the viewers and everyone. It's like,
So like
that's not how it should work.
now, yeah, Canada might be doing bad on that, but let's just look over at Brazil and Silly Fangirl playing hidden as well and going
Yeah.
extremely ham, like the exact opposite of what is happening over on Canada's side.
Yeah, Silly Fangirl is frightening. I mean, wow. 4,000 combos with 99.21 accuracy.
And a huge mega shout out to Barry, seeming like the only one
Oh,
on
yeah.
Canada's
Yeah,
side
playing
to
it
take
very
this seriously, playing like a boss, like doing it right.
And Silly Fangirl still, even hidden. I mean, at that point, at 4,000 combos, she has like one sixth of her screen. She can she can see the
What he can see.
Jackson. Oh,
It's a hit.
what?
That was Nate.
Whatever.
Yeah, I know that the fanger usually leads to think that he is a she, but he is a he.
Yes.
That is definitely Nate, right?
Yeah, it's Nate the Rubin.
Yeah, no idea why they changed the name like that, but it's okay, Slane, it happens.
Well, if you're going to get to be called something girl in your screen name, I'm going to call you a girl, whether you like it or not, because I'll just do it anyway. Oh, but then at least Silly Fangirl finding a miss. Oh no,
Nope.
my bad. Just a clean burp.
Barry did find a single miss on Canada's side. Only one seriously putting in effort. Although I will say one thing, this isn't amazing, but I have no idea how Ashix is consistently hitting 200. Like, that probably takes some kind of skill you don't want, but I mean, it is technically a skill.
Well, perhaps he's training for the achievement. Close. The one you have to FC with D.
Oh god.
I tried this achievement. It is freaking hard.
Oh, that's
Wow, and Silly Fangirl still on this
Yes, and
stream
it does
section.
look like legit Hippono just like walked away. Yeah. And this is very unprofessional on Canada's side. I'm not exactly happy with it. I don't think any of Twitch chat is happy with it at this moment. But Silly Fangirl is going ham. So let's look at Nate. Let everybody just direct your attention over to the Brazil
7,000
side.
combo.
And
Anyone?
look at
7,000
that
combo.
awesome play with Hidden, guys.
Well, I mean, he's already smashed the top combo that Endelizer said earlier.
And will we have an apparition, a full combo?
I hope so.
It is looking like it.
Is
you know that,
Oh
you
gosh,
know that Nate
I
was side
heard
reading,
it.
right? Nate
I-
was side reading. That's true. He was side reading the map, and he.
That is a full combo with Hidden.
Okay.
Wow.
8 minutes full combo hidden side read. Okay, that's fine.
Wow. That's impressive. And well, while look, that's been brutal.
No, man,
While
in this aspect- Go ahead.
the Rainbow 300 ratio to the normal 300 is not that good, but you have to give it to Silly Fangirl, a full combo on that map with Hidden. It's
Yeah.
like, what?
Very much so, and I totally don't disagree with Locktab being a little bit fierce there. It did look
Oh.
like at the end Canada just gave up.
Yeah, I know. It's not a good way to go. I mean, that's the
No,
last
not
the
really.
last the last
Last hurrah.
In my opinion, that's just being a coward. But I mean, you're not facing
Eh.
your destiny, man.
you have
Another
to
thing-
face your destiny.
Another thing to point out, Brazil actually got more score than Japan on this map set.
Isn't that scary
Wow.
enough?
It is. It kind of is. Who will win a match? Silly Fangirl or Intel? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it does seem to be that way. That being said, guys, we've already kind of recapped what happened today. If you guys are just joining us, you are unfortunately too late. That is the final match of the semifinals round. We'll be going into the finals round week 1 next week. And remember, there are 2 weeks and the map pools will not change. So the map pool you saw today will be the final map pool for the majority of the contest.
And what a man pool it is. Oh, the savagery.
It gets super savage.
I think one thing we did say about the tiebreaker was that it was actually created for the map pool, which is really awesome.
Yeah, very much so. It was created originally for that. And yes, Terms Gaming, how you doing? Have a good day, man. Thanks for the
Yep.
shout out. I could shout
Have a good
right
day.
back.
Have a good day! Now we should.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that looks like that's going to be the close of this. We did kind of go over everything. Next week, we will start to have our final matches. We've kind of touched base on the matches that had today. And there's not really a good reason to go back over those again. If you do need to check out anything, though, be sure to check out the Wikipedia for the Taiko. Oh my goodness gracious! I got drums on the mind, folks. But no, for the Mania World Cup. And Mania Taiko World Cup isn't even next. It's OS World Cup. I should have circles on the minds. But no. That being said, yeah, make sure to
Wasn't
keep
there
an eye.
a skin with not circles but triangles?
Yes, there is. But Outside of that, remember to check the wiki for all the information on the Mania World Cup 4-key tournament. And remember, you still are able to purchase banners if you want to support your favorite team that is still in the tournament, or you just want to show support for a team that fell a little early. You can still do that, and you can head over to the OS store to pick one of those up. All proceeds do go towards the funding of the prize pool. And remember, if you do pick the winner, you will keep that banner for a little bit longer, holding it high, allowing everyone to know that you supported the winning team. That being said, guys, we will see you back next week with more Mania World Cup 4-key 2016 coverage. And remember, rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see you guys real soon.
Bye-bye.